Hello everybody, and welcome to Rambles and Preambles. And this game is called The Dark Eye.
Yeah. This makes you wonder what it's about. So mysterious.
This is a really early 90s game, I think. Pretty much loosely based on the stories of Edgar Allan Poe.
Ooh. History. Learning. Will we learn lots?
Probably not. Are you familiar with, like, flags in gaming?
Don't think so.
It's kind of what they do in adventure games, where you kind of, like, have to do this to progress this. It's like, if you don't do this, this person doesn't show up.
Oh, okay.
Generically called flags. There is a fucking butt ton of flags in this game. You will see one of them, me just spend ages clicking on everything in the room to try and get it to go. But
For the
here's
wild
intro.
narrative which I'm about to tell, I neither expect nor ask for belief. It would be mad to expect such a thing, in a case where my own senses reject their evidence. Yet I'm not mad, and I surely do not dream.
You poked the face in the eye. That was rude. It's playing pretty much straight away. It's not like Metal Gear
I
Solid.
suppose you're the young master Mr. Aldrich waits for.
Dear God, he's got a face like a scrotum.
Go ahead on in.
Yeah, this is entirely clay animation. It's amazing.
Oh,
You wait till you see the females.
it's gonna give me nightmares. Oh my God.
There you are. You haven't just come, but it's exceedingly dangerous to traverse the coast this time of day.
Doesn't look dangerous. It's bright sunshine and blue skies.
It's extremely dangerous. Shut up.
Okay. Just saying, it looked perfectly safe.
I'm so glad you came. I find that the pleasant company of my relations calms my nerves.
Poke him in the nose.
Careful. I use a special thinner. The fumes can do all sort of damage to you. A painter I knew fairly went mad from it.
Yeah, he
Oh God. Good shit right there.
If he's not huffing that thinner, he's definitely drinking the paint.
Poor soul.
He's
He
muffed up in
spat
the
out his
head.
own eyes in a fit of frenzy. His own eyes.
So nice.
Just watch that you keep the windows open.
Right, so he's a painter and paints pictures. Why the fuck doesn't he paint his walls?
Oh, he doesn't have time for that.
You know, priorities.
What a delightful time that was.
Cousin!
Or at least put some
You've
plaster
come.
on it.
Oh,
Jesus.
we're so happy.
Oh, dear brother, delighted to see you. Please, join us.
Don't do it. Don't do it. They're going to do bad things.
Henry has just been relating his adventures to me. He's been everywhere.
But my travels are over. I'm ready to settle down.
Got a hand on his crutch.
See, flag.
How did you find Uncle
You have to
Edwin?
turn your head.
We're worried about
Awkward
him.
silences.
He is consumed by his paintings. Are you unwell? You look a little peaked.
Fucking paint thinner. Oh.
Oh, well, that changed.
Yeah, now we're in the dream world.
Everything's in negative. Ah!
Negative.
That's when you know bad things are happening.
You thoroughly confused yet?
Yes, I have no idea what is going on. I wish people would leave me alone. I've got my... Right, my parents are away on holiday, and they do this thing. Well, my mum does this thing where she likes to FaceTime me constantly.
Just make sure you burn the house down.
Well, you know, she can just fuck off. You know, I'm doing stuff. Oh dear lord.
Look at that
basically,
fella,
like
haunting the shoreline.
Chilling.
Chilling.
Each part of this, these stories have two sides.
Yeah.
The agreements are in place.
The victim and the victimizer.
Tomorrow is the day.
And that point was that I can jump to the other guy.
Waited for this moment.
We'll be rich.
So, in
Beyond
case you select the wrong
imagination.
person, you can jump to the other guy and do his story.
Okay.
But I'm doing it from the point of the victim. For
Give her some
all of
wine.
these videos, I think.
It's a lovely sauterne.
Do you have to do both sides, or can you just be a really one-sided person?
No, you have to do both sides, otherwise you can't complete the game.
Ah.
Young, straightforward, rather blunt, drinkable.
See, right there, he's quite clearly pouring that wine into his eyes.
It's just pouring in his face, just splashed it. That's a good step.
I know how to drink water and liquids.
Signore Fortunato, I've been waiting for you to call on me at my villa.
I'd be waiting for your husband to leave town.
Shame on you.
This game's definitely going to give me nightmares. Everyone looks disturbed.
Yeah, very few people have eyes.
Wonderful costume, Signore Fortunato. Wonderful. Can I get anything for you? It would be an honor.
Massive head.
Anything.
Oh.
There's a lot of me jumping around trying to find how to make the scene continue in this one.
Yeah.
That's when I was first testing the recording. So I had to play the same part. And I did it from the point of the victimizer. So
Yeah.
this one's completely new to me.
Oh, I see.
So trying to find out how to make this scene jump on.
Yeah. See, this is the type of game that would like take me about 2 years to complete because I get annoyed with not being able to get past somewhere, and then I just fuck this and put it down for about 6 months and then play it again.
I mean, in essence, it's a really easy game. All you're doing is clicking on things. It's not even any puzzle solving or anything. It's mostly an interactive story. It is awesome, though.
It's like the type of game that you'd play at school. But here, play this. It's educational. No, you just can't be bothered to read a book to us, you lazy so-and-so.
I'd wager she could scratch up a storm. Nothing like a few welts to remind one of a night of passion.
It is quite funny.
Okay, maybe it isn't the type of game game you play at school.
Oh.
Harlot.
Oh.
Yeah, I do wish you'd stop laughing.
Yeah.
Escalating.
Is there an option to just jump off the bridge and end it all?
No.
Damn.
There will be murders though.
Oh, do we get to see them? Oh, that's good.
Whatever became of him? Didn't you two have some
Claymation.
dealings?
I suppose we
Stabbings
did.
are hilarious.
Bit of a wet blanket, Montresor.
It was a wet
Oh, nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Oh, we can't get off the bridge. Oh.
Rich. Rich.
Okay. Crazy person.
I think that was the flag as well.
Oh, nice to see you. Nice to see you.
'Cause now I can go further down the bridge.
Yeah. Oh, thank God.
See what I mean? Yeah, you kind of just have to mess around.
Yeah.
But now try to find the flag down here.
It's like an adventure games version of Pray and Spray. Just click on everything until you find the right thing to click on. You appear to have gone back on the bridge.
Oh, nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Yeah, I think people, you know, appreciate the bridge as much as they should have. Plus, you get a new scene with this one, I think.
Are you looking for your wife?
Don't tease me. I'm avoiding my wife.
Oh, he's a man whore.
Yeah. See, totally worth it.
Yes!
Totally worth it.
Still stand by what I said. I'm going to go home and have nightmares.
You wait until the third section. It's just like 3 different stories.
Yeah.
You wait till that section.
Oh god.
It's about teeth. It's hilarious.
Oh, nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Wait, you mean like Teeth like the film?
No, not teeth.
Oh, okay.
There is no female vagina that goes around.
Female vagina.
Yeah, sure.
Is there male vagina now?
Yeah, there is.
I'd wager
No,
she
there's
could
mangina.
Mangina,
Nothing
see?
like a few welts to remind.
It's always fun to
Night
do
of
that.
Bash.
I'm old grey. Got a mangina.
I knew that was coming. See, in the Resident Evil videos, I avoided singing the Soup Crimp. But no, you couldn't resist.
Nope.
You have no self-control.
Nope. I drunk Baileys out of a shoe.
Soup, tasty soup, spicy
And
carrot.
there's the
coriander.
mysterious missing flag.
When? will
Oh
they clear
god,
the
what?
streets of these
Is that his eye?
Yes, it's his
They
eye.
should be chained up.
What the? Is that a kid?
Yeah, a little beggar.
Kick him in a dick hole. He needs to
there
die.
we go, look. The story can
Who's
progress.
that? Oh, Montresor, it's you.
Fortunato. What a surprise.
It's a lovely party, isn't it?
My celebration has just begun.
I'm recognising some of these voices.
You probably will.
My dear
They got some
Fortunato,
really good people
I
to do
wonder
them.
if you can help
Like,
me.
actually, like, theatre style actors
Yeah.
actually do the voice to them. The guy that does the old man's voice is a famous.
I've bought a small cask of what
author.
passes for
Can't remember,
Amontillado.
what his name is, but
But
he
I have my
died
doubts.
like shortly after
Amontillado?
recording it.
Lucchese
Oh.
has a discerning palate.
He was really old.
Perhaps
as well.
he could take a sip.
Ah, Lucchese can't tell Amontillado from gutter water.
was going to look if I could find the list of voice actors, but no, I can't be bothered. IMDb has games on there now.
Vaults.
They've had games on there for a while.
Go.
Yeah.
A cask of Amontillado. Must have been cheated. It's unheard of.
I needed to make sure that Peter Dinklage.
The bolts are insufferably damp. They are encrusted with nitro.
Drone thing in.
Let us return. I'll consult Lucchese.
Destiny.
The cold is nothing. Lucchese is an
released in
ignoramus.
1995, and it's a first-person adventure horror.
Ah, okay. Definitely getting the horror in the first person.
3D graphics and clay animation.
This is my coat of arms.
What does
This
it
game
mean?
came out a year after I was born.
No one harms me with impunity.
Most
was it.
unusual.
William S. Burroughs is the voice actor of the old man.
Okay.
But yeah, so, you know, it's got some pretty good voice actors in it. Well, he wasn't a voice actor, it's got some pretty good people in it.
Yeah. Skeletons. Oh, that music's pretty scary.
Yeah, I'm rubbing people's feet.
Poor fellows. What a fate.
Is that you coughing?
No, it's the... Oh yes,
I
it's the
drink
guy
to
you're
the
playing
berry.
Okay.
That repose around us.
And to your long life.
He's a bit of a boozer, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. It's the idea of the story he's playing to his, I suppose, alcoholism. By promising him, you know, really brand alcohol.
It's the cold of the damned in these vaults. I could use another drink.
Yeah, definitely a pisshead.
But yeah.
I went a bit overboard with all the bones and skeletons in the
Yeah,
walls.
they did a little bit.
Like,
how many guys has this person murdered in this cellar?
yeah, this
Just
is
to build the cellar.
This is a mass grave. So
It's supposed to be the
What's
family
this?
crypt, but,
You're not a mason.
they got bored of actually
what?
giving proper burials, so they just stuck them in the wall with PVA glue.
yeah.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
You? Impossible.
Holy shit, he's got a shiv.
Jest.
Oh wait, no, that's a
Very
trowel.
funny. Oh, very funny.
Shiv is any improvised stabbing utility, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Shank him!
Stab him in the jugular. So I saw a video of a guy. He was playing some sort of first-person game online, and he was doing Morgan Freeman impressions. Oh my god, it was hilarious.
Place is a fucking maze.
Yeah, I'd totally get lost playing this.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm lost. It's pretty much just try and find the place that you can actually go down.
Yeah.
So once you start going the wrong way, the hand...
Therein lies the Amontillado. Pose your torch there.
Chains.
What's this?
Dramatic music.
Oh no!
Yeah, the audio cut out of this part. I was worried that the audio fucked up for the
For the
entire
thing.
video, but it is literally just this part.
Ah, okay.
It's okay, 'cause you can pretty much hear the rest of the sentence when you play the other guy's part.
Ah, that's what.
So you're not really missing out much.
Oh no! What am I going to do? He's slowly bricking me in.
He has chained him to the wall.
Ah, okay.
Which is the only reason he's not running out. Can you hear the chain?
Yeah.
Yeah, he chained him. It's even funnier when you see it from the other guy's perspective, because he literally just puts it around the guy's waist and clips it to the wall.
We'll have many laughs.
Reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns tries to brick someone into his family crypt. And he's just there for like hours, bricking it up. And then he gets like 2 rows of bricks done in an entire day, and then they just walk out.
Yes, that's probably someone from this scene.
It's getting late.
Yeah.
My wife will be looking for me.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yes, let us be gone.
And basically this was about
For the love of God, what a sword!
Fortunato had basically
For the love
screwed
of God.
him out of money in a deal or something like that.
Okay.
Ruined his family name.
Like,
So he decided to kill him. But he decided to do it in a way that, you know, would be most evil. Break him up alive.
yeah, it's gonna take a few days. And that's why you should drink responsibly, otherwise you get bricked into a cave.
Don't follow strange men to strange
Tomorrow is
places.
the day. We'll be rich beyond imagination.
How did gold coins turn into ash?
Extreme heat and nuclear holocaust. Pixel hunting, pixel hunting, pixel hunting. There's another story here somewhere. There you are. Rub his bone.
My husband
So
will be
burny.
away. All next week.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This one isn't for the kids.
Probably not. This bit's creepy.
God. The end. You died.
Oh fuck me, that was the worst paint thinner
It must have been
hallucination
a
I've ever
dream.
had.
A dream dark and disturbing, a haunting dream. I was glad to find myself back in Edwin's silent home.
Alright, no more paint thinner.
When did you secretly put a straw in my drink?
Ah, I have my ways. Check this out. Check out what Uncle Edwin has been painting.
It's a portrait of my mother.
That's lovely, Uncle
She died
Edwin.
when I was quite
That's
young.
just
God
lovely.
rest her soul.
It
I
was a
suppose you
portrait of
might
his
say
mother.
she resembles Elise.
Oh,
Something about the eye.
About the eye.
Where is Elise? She's been spending far too much time with your brother.
run now. He's going to sniff you while you sleep and then cut your hair.
See what else he's been painting then, shall we?
No.
Ooh, a brick wall.
Right. Okay. No, you're going the wrong way. The front door's that way. Get out of here. Are you dumb?
It's a madhouse.
And the understatement of the year goes to... Fucking damn it.
I'm glad you've come. I have determined to ask Elise's hand.
Cool.
I know it's foolish, but my heart pounds so earnestly within. Surely you understand.
We will point out that that's his cousin.
I fear Edwin will be opposed.
Okay.
He dotes on her so, and he's always been contemptuous of my circumstances. Please, speak well of me to him. It means my whole life.
Keep it in the family, I suppose.
I must speak with her.
Oh, God.
That will be clearer in post.
Yeah, I can't read that for hell now.
I will point out that around the time this game is set, marrying your cousin was okay. In fact, Edgar Allan Poe got with his own cousin.
God's sake. People. Wonder how that conversation went down. The first person to say, well, maybe we shouldn't be, you know, fucking our cousins.
Ish.
I think that's probably one of the nicest smelling things in this house. And
Yeah, don't half the paint filler. And that's a picture of a raven.
Dear God.
I won't hear of it. I simply won't hear of it.
Edwin, please, see reason.
She's far too young for you, for any man. Are you insane? She's your cousin, for God's sake.
What of her wishes?
Elise is confined to her room, indefinitely. And you, young man, stay clear of me.
Slap you with my oh God, paint thinner fumes.
We're in negative land.
To be fair, it is either the paint thinner fumes or he's just socially awkward.
Don't look at paintings in negative land.
They're scary.
At least get some.
This one's just for you.
Oh, joy.
The first one was freaky.
Oh, joy.
You wait for this one.
They could have at least got some curtains in that house. Too much natural.
No one else around. And this is who we're playing as.
Oh, yay!
That is a woman, by the way.
Is it? Is it though?
It's supposed to be.
I'm not convinced.
Mind me just going for a pan straw.
That's fine, because you are her.
Yeah, that's you.
Now, if there was an option to get the character to half her own panties, and you chose to do that, then I'd be a bit suspect.
I believe that's in the Japanese remake, isn't it?
That's a cheeky little dig at the Japanese there.
Oh, anyone that comes out with vending machines and use women's panties.
Well, to be fair, everyone harks on about Japanese and what they're like.
Japanese are awesome. I wasn't like, you know.
Also, I must
taking the first stab at them.
try to escape them as much as possible.
Batshit crazy, but they're awesome.
They got like a 6-7 story sex shop in Tokyo. Yeah, no, I'm joking. Few more stories and it's literally a skyscraper sex shop.
And although we can't read this, but we'll be able to in post if you pause it. That's another story by Edgar Allan Poe, which was written to somebody he was having an affair with in the same column of the same paper, and they had their affair between the paper, I believe. They kept writing each other like love poems.
What a slut.
He was shacked up with his cousin at the time.
Ow.
And she was dying. This story is pretty much
I thought I'd look in to see if you're feeling
Edgar Allan
something
Poe's
better.
life.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Catherine. Yes, miss.
Don't mind me, I'm just doing some, hand stitching.
Off my own face.
Oh, that's not her face. You've seen her face, that's not her face. It's far too ladylike.
No, I meant she was threading the needle and thread into her own face.
It could only be an improvement.
Yep.
Shit, let's get out of here. She left the door unlocked.
Fucking run! Scarper! Time to get me some blackjack and hookers. Can't. Oh, you can open that door. Now you can knock on it.
Yes?
Cousin, you never leave this room. Come for a stroll. He seems miles from here.
So you're playing as the young cousin right now?
It's not the same family. This is a different story.
Okay.
But in essence, everything has something to do with the main story. But basically, these are all stories from Edgar Allan Poe. This one's Bernice. I can't remember what the first one was called.
Berenice.
And then the next one after this is the Telltale
Will you marry me?
Oh, Telltale Heart.
Yeah.
I know that one.
That's why I left it to last. It's the best one.
I know it because of The Simpsons mainly, but still.
Well,
jeez.
At least you know it.
Of course I
To be fair, The Simpsons educated me so much.
They educate everybody.
Yeah. What the hell is going on?
Oh, you're stiff in pain.
Fetch the doctor. Find her medicine.
Some weird noises coming from her.
Just really enjoys fainting.
Women back in those days constantly fainted.
It's an art form.
So Edgar Allan Poe, are these like stories he did for papers, like released?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was actually really, really unsuccessful in his life.
He's made me very happy.
He didn't really. I think he was writing for inserts for papers and stuff like that. It wasn't until after he died that he actually became popular.
Yeah, that happens with quite a few novelists, though.
I hope he hasn't asked me out of pity.
Doesn't work with newspaper cartoonists. If they're famous, then they're crazy famous. That guy who did Calvin and Hobbes, but he doesn't like being famous. He just doesn't like.
No,
people.
Certainly not.
Stitch, stitch, stitch. Wow.
Yeah, she's really good.
Jesus Christ, she's rapid. Who needs the Industrial Revolution when you got her?
She is good look.
Miss Berenice, you're soon to be married. Oh my, oh my.
Yep.
This game even has their own Consuela.
No. No.
Oh dear. I do like that carpet.
It's a nice carpet.
He's so distant.
I need to recarpet my bedroom, but it's so damn expensive.
Just go for
I'm
wooden
sorry
flooring.
to distract you. I wanted
It's
to tell you,
expensive, but
Cook's chosen duck for the wedding feast.
You never have to really replace it unless you break it.
Yeah, it's true.
Look at his eyes.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's again another soul jump opportunity. In case you fancy doing it from batshit crazy point of view over there. Look at him do his little funky dance. I don't know what happened, but the game just kind of glitched and started doing this little kind of funky dance thing he's doing. And he does it for ages.
I'll return at a better time.
He's listening to some Pitbull.
but she just doesn't look well at all.
For a horror game, the weather just seems really, really nice.
Perhaps I should get the doctor.
Usually in horror games, the weather's absolutely abysmal.
I'm not well either.
Oh, okay, that is getting all messed up.
I must get my medicine. My medicine.
Yes, your medicine. Glug, glug.
My medicine.
Oh crap! Butterfingers.
Mr. Beetle?
She full on died this time.
Full on died.
Oh.
Good.
No. No. Mistress Boney's dead. No.
But you did not get the Windex.
No, you buy.
You buy.
No.
Are you inside a vagina?
No. No.
Oh no, you're in a coffin.
No.
Fucking hell, they buried me alive.
What have they
Back in
done?
those days, they had the little bells.
Ow.
With the string that led all the way to the coffin. And they used to pull on them.
Let me out.
Yeah, it's because of Edgar Allan Poe and stupid things
I'm
like this.
alive.
Yeah, it just really messed people up.
Alive.
They had a massive fear of being buried alive, the Victorians.
Yeah, that's why you do what the Irish do. You have a Irish wake where you just leave the dead body on the kitchen table for days. Just in case they, you know, were faking.
In case they were faking.
Thank God.
Who put cornflakes up his nose?
Oh, thank God, someone's here to rescue us. Is that Mr. Batshit Crazy?
Shovel to the face.
And husbands.
Everyone's so lovely.
Everyone's a wee bit batshit crazy, aren't they?
Just a bit. I think they've all been on the same paint thinner.
Yeah. Quite possibly. Pretty sure that guy doesn't open any windows. And here we go, he's clearly painted a picture of Ziggy Stardust.
I've confined Elise to her rooms. You are not to help them communicate in any way.
You might not notice it, but he is actually filling that lamp up with paint thinner.
We're going to die!
We're going to die, Roy.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Doctor. Doctor Who? Can't beat the classics. Why did the skeleton go to the party alone? Because he had no body to go with.
Anyway, other topics to move along from your jokes.
There's nothing wrong with my jokes. They're hilarious. I could go back to talking about the decor of this house.
You could, it's a nice house.
Yeah, if it was painted and had more furnishings and curtains. 'Cause right now it probably echoes like hell.
Yeah, that's the way the uncle likes it. He likes being able to hear what his young, you know, niece is doing.
I don't think masturbation was really a big thing back in these
The man's
days.
family name has been dishonored. What's to be done? Your brother has dishonored your name. seducing his cousin still in a minority. Once the dread mark is made, it cannot be struck out. We avoid complete disgrace only by taking immediate action. Immediate action.
Close up.
Dramatic. Dun-dun-dun.
He did a little bit of a Solid Snake moment there where he repeats the same thing over and over.
Oh. Oh. Kojima. You dickhead.
Come in. Oh, cousin. Uncle Edwin has become very angry. He's forbidden me from even speaking
Super Smash
to
Bros.
Henry.
On the 3DS sells 1 million in a single weekend in Japan.
I'm not surprised.
Render me a service, won't you?
That's crazy.
Please, please.
I am not
take
rendering
this
you
note
any
to Henry.
services, love.
You mustn't tell Uncle. I shall be forever
Not without
grateful.
payment up front.
I feel much better. Here, you play. I'll sing. Please?
Best bit in the entire game. I get to play piano.
I said P-N-E, not piano.
What, bitch? Why did you stop singing?
Oh my.
What's wrong with you? I was in a groove.
Blood.
What's wrong with your face? Oh god. Paint thinner fumes. Passing out.
Oh, really? They're doing an Avatar sequel? Well, apparently.
He's been saying apparently for ages.
And apparently it's going to be shot in 120 FPS. Wow. I'm going to feel seasick if I go to watch that.
Won't everybody?
Oh.
I'm going to touch the fish in the eye, look. I'm totally going to poke him in the eye.
Do it, do it, do it. Stick your finger in there. Stick it in there.
Jam it in the eye socket. Wiggle it around a little bit. And this one's the Telltale Heart.
The one everyone knows. Because of The Simpsons.
Not because of The Simpsons, because it's a classic.
Well, no, like, just most people, more people know it from The Simpsons than any of Edgar Allan Poe.
It's my favourite story. We get to do it from the Victimizer after this. This one's the good one.
Ooh.
It's not so good if you play the victim, I'm not gonna lie. You get to make soup. It's about what you do.
I must say I'm quite uncivilized with all of this Edgar Allan Poe stuff. Not read any of his things. I think the term is Philistine. Man, you were necking that soup.
Yeah.
He's a hungry little boy.
Now he's gonna go and be sick.
Aww.
Not good soup. What all old people do in Count They Change.
I've noticed that from working in a shop. You have two kinds of old people. One who only use notes. Just no matter what, they'll just give you like a £20 note to pay for a newspaper. And then there's the others who just throw bundles upon bundles of change at you.
Speaking of shops, I went to Game today. This is another extract, but that one's from the Odysseys of Homer. Know all about the Cyclops. Yeah, I went to a Game today to well, I bought Diablo, and I was going to buy Metro, the Redux.
Yeah.
And they had like all of the cases out on the shelf, like 50 of them. I go to the counter, like, we don't have any. Like, why don't you have any? No, we don't have any. I can order it from you online. Well, I could order it online and it's cheaper.
Yeah.
You know,
Good evening.
for a shop, you're supposed to have these things.
Yeah,
He was like, I was like, so I'll get something else. So I got,
Is something troubling
Bound
you?
by Flame?
Of course not.
Okay.
I've never heard of it before. It's quite cool. It's a little bit like Dragon Age 2 if they'd done it properly. And that was another extract from Edgar Allan Poe, which was the premature burial, which is what we were talking about earlier about people getting buried alive.
Ah. And like, game shops only exist in my eyes for impulse buying.
Good night.
You go into a game shop, just have a look around, and you think, ah, cool, they have that. I'm gonna buy it. Like what you were saying with Metro. You say, oh, I might buy that. And if they don't have it, it's
sleep at
why?
Yeah, it's a pain in the arse. I mean, they had it in the other shop, the movie place. They had it in there. And it's also because they had it in there for 30 quid, and it's like 35 in game. I was like, oh, you price match, don't you? And he's like, I don't think I've got any pre-owned ones. Didn't want it pre-owned. And he's like, oh, we only price match on pre-owned. Since when? I was like, that's fucking retarded. No wonder I used to work there.
No wonder Movie
Mania. Price match everything. Movie Mania miles better.
Yeah, and they're just going to get better and better because they are better.
Wait, you can buy it online for 30 quid. You can buy it for 30 quid everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's 35 in game. The only reason I was going to pay for it is because I traded in my 2DS today.
Oh, okay.
Because it's sat over there for a year and I haven't touched it. So I had like 85 quid, and I was just like, fuck it.
Who's there?
Yeah. Shiny!
Oh my god.
Oh my!
He'd never wronged me. He'd never given me insult. For his gold I had no desire. I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. One of his eyes resembled that of a vulture. Clear blue eye with a film over it. Whenever it fell on me, my blood ran cold. Slowly, by degrees, gradually, I decided to take the life of the old man and rid myself of the eye forever. There you go.
Wow. You've memorised that.
It's my favourite story, I love it. Speaking of other stories, the picture of the ravens from Edgar Allan Poe's Raven, which was also in The Simpsons.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Nevermore. Nevermore. I just realised how long this one is.
Yeah.
It's like full length.
From this is like Big Boy video.
Oh, feature length.
I know, this is like feature length and everything.
Wait!
And it's like piddly
I
half-hour
need your
videos.
help. Edwin has become completely unbalanced. He's
right, now it's long
violently
enough.
angry.
We could
He even
definitely get
refuses
onto
to
the
call
Sci-Fi
for a
channel.
doctor,
They'll
claiming her
put anything
condition
onto the
is due
Sci-Fi
to
channel if
my
it's long enough.
unnatural advances. We must conspire against him.
Sharknado, you can't beat that.
We must take
Sharknado
Elise
was
from this
awesome.
dark place.
I know.
You, my brother, you must help me.
Never watched the third and fourth Anaconda films. Yeah, they exist.
I struggle to watch the first one.
I quite like the first one.
More. She is dead.
Yep. That's how he just broke the news that our cousin's dead. She is no more. She is dead.
Deadsies. Deadwood.
It's my fault. All my fault. I loved her as I've never loved. I refused to believe she was ill.
Right.
My mother, my dear, dear mother, died in much the same way.
There.
It was
That was
guard the
almost
secret
the
of Henry's
perfect
proposal.
hand placement.
It only blackens her memory that she should die under indecent circumstances.
Cousin, there was nothing indecent about my affection. Surely my grief
Son of a
compares
bitch, I
with
wanted to give her
yours.
my affection.
I'll give her my affection.
I ask only that you allow me to sit vigil just until dawn.
Yes.
Really, that's fucked up. Don't leave me alone with a dead body.
Proper. Your brother will need light.
Now we go.
Go fetch the lantern I was filling in my study.
That's another taboo touch on now.
I won't mention what he's going to be touching on.
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh, it'd be so cold. It's like if you sat on a cold toilet when you sit on a cold toilet seat.
That's why he wants the lantern to warm things up.
Oh.
Before I grab the lantern, I have to show you what else he was painting.
Oh, lovely.
I got confused because he told me to go to the study and get his lantern, and it turns out that's not the lantern he meant. The one he was filling up with paint thinner is.
Oh God, I wouldn't even want to touch that. It's going to explode in your hand.
Okay, well, let's just go this way and carry this paint thinner lantern.
Bomb.
My head feels funny.
Good, set it here.
Isn't this a little bit close? All the windows are shut, and you told me not to shut the windows with this stuff around. What are you fiddling with? Why are you turning it up?
Thank you.
You know, if both parties put on deep heat, you know, that would stop the coldness.
Oh God, paint fumes.
Oh, and listeners, don't get confused. Do not put deep heat on your bollocks. It's a bad move.
Listeners, don't put deep heat anywhere. It's rank.
Oh no, deep heat works.
It does work, but it's horrible.
Yeah, but
I've got deep freeze. It's miles better. Doesn't smell horrible.
Well, it's menthol and eucalyptus.
Yeah, it still has the same thing from deep freeze. It just doesn't smell like arse.
I wonder what deep freeze would be like on your nads. I'm gonna have to try it now.
Not with my fucking deep freeze, you won't.
Well, no.
And buy your own.
Alright. How much is it?
Anywho, there are 3 stories in this, as I went over last time. But if you go into the Nightmare Realm and then come down here, you suddenly get put into this hallway, and then it plays another story, which I will shut up and let you watch. It's another Edgar Allan Poe story. It's just a video of what it's doing.
The Red Death had long devastated the country. No pestilence had ever been so fatal or so hideous. Blood was its avatar and its seal. The redness of the horror of blood. There were sharp pains and sudden dizziness, and then profuse bleeding at the pores. The scarred stains upon the body, and especially upon the face of the victim, were the pest bands which shut him out from the aid and sympathy of his fellow men. The whole seizure, progress, and termination of the disease were the incidents of half an hour. But the Prince Prospero was happy and dauntless and sagacious. When his dominions were half depopulated, he summoned to his presence 1,000 hale and light-hearted friends from among the knights and dames of his court, and with these retired to the deep seclusion of his castellated abbey. This was an extensive and magnificent structure, the creation of the prince's own eccentric yet august taste. A strong and lofty wall girdled it in. This wall had gates of iron. The courtiers, having entered, brought furnaces and massy hammers and welded the bolts. they resolved to leave means neither of ingress nor egress to the sudden impulses of despair or frenzy from within. The abbey was amply provisioned. With such precautions, the courtiers might bid defiance to contagion. The external world could take care of itself. In the meantime, it was folly to grieve or to think. The prince had provided all the appliances of pleasure. There were buffoons, there were improvisatori, there were ballet dancers, there were musicians, there was beauty, there was wine. All these and security were within. Without was the Red Death. It was toward the close of the 5th or 6th month of his seclusion, and while the pestilence raged most furiously abroad, that the Prince Prospero entertained his 1,000 friends at a masked ball of the most unusual magnificence. It was a voluptuous scene, this masquerade. But first let me tell you of the rooms in which it was held. There were 7. In the middle of each, a tall and narrow Gothic window looked out upon the closed corridor, which pursued the windings of the suite. These windows were of stained glass, whose color varied in accordance with the prevailing hue of the decorations of the chamber into which it opened. That at the eastern extremity was hung, for example, in blue, and vividly blue were its windows. The second chamber was purple in its ornaments and tapestries, and here the panes were purple. The third was green throughout, and so were the casements. The fourth was furnished and lighted with orange, the 5th with white, the 6th with violet. The 7th apartment was closely shrouded in black velvet tapestries that hung all over the ceiling and down the walls, falling in heavy folds upon a carpet of the same material and hue. But in this chamber only, the color of the windows failed to correspond with the decorations. The panes here were scarlet, a deep blood color. In the corridors that followed the suite, there stood, opposite to each window, a heavy tripod, bearing a brazier of fire. This projected its rays through the tinted glass and so glaringly illumined the room. And thus were produced a multitude of gaudy and fantastic appearances. But in the western or black chamber, the effect of the firelight that streamed upon the dark hangings through the blood-tinted panes was ghastly in the extreme, and produced so wild a look upon the countenances of those who entered that there were few of the company bold enough to set foot within its precincts at all. It was in this apartment also that there stood against the western wall a gigantic clock of ebony. Its pendulum swung to and fro with a dull, heavy, monotonous clang. And when the minute hand made the circuit of the face, the hour was to be stricken, there came from the brazen lungs of the clock a sound which was clear and loud and deep, and exceedingly musical, but of so peculiar a note and emphasis that at each lapse of an hour, the musicians of the orchestra were constrained to pause in their performance to hearken to the sound. And thus the waltzers perforce ceased their evolutions, and there was a brief disconcert of the whole company. And while the chimes of the clock yet rang, it was observed that the giddiest grew pale, and the more aged and sedate passed their hands over their brows, as if in confused reverie or meditation. But when the echoes had fully ceased, a light laughter at once pervaded the assembly. The musicians looked at each other and smiled, as if at their own nervousness and folly. They made whispering vows each to the other. The next chiming of the clock would produce in them no similar emotion. And then, after the lapse of 60 minutes, there came yet another chiming of the clock, and there were the same disconcert and tremulousness and meditation as before. But in spite of these things, it was a magnificent revel. The tastes of the Duke were peculiar. He had a fine eye for color and effects. He disregarded the decor of mere fashion. His plans were bold and fiery, and his conception glowed with barbaric luster. There are some who would have thought him mad. His followers felt that he was not. It was necessary to hear and see and touch him to be sure that he was not. He had directed in great part the embellishments of the 7 chambers upon occasion of this great fete, and it was his guiding taste which had given character to the masqueraders. Be sure they were grotesque. There was much glare and glitter and piquancy and phantasm. There were arabesque figures with unsuited limbs and appointments. There were delirious fancies such as the madman fashions. There was much of the beautiful, much of the wanton, much of the bizarre, something of the terrible, and not a little of that which might have excited disgust. To and fro in the 7 chambers there stalked a multitude of dreams, and these, the dreams, right in and about, taking hue from the rooms, and causing the wild music of the orchestra to seem as the echo of their steps. Until at length there commenced the sounding of midnight upon the clock, and then the music ceased as I have told, and the evolutions of the waltzers were quieted, and there was an uneasy cessation of all things as before. But now there were 12 strokes to be sounded by the bell of the clock, and thus it happened, perhaps, that more of thought crept with more of time into the meditations of the thoughtful among those who reveled. And thus too it happened, perhaps, that before the last echoes of the last chime had utterly sunk into silence, that there were many individuals in the crowd who had found leisure to become aware of the presence of a masked figure. The rumor of the new presence having spread itself whisperingly round, there arose at length from the whole company a buzz or murmur expressive of disapprobation and surprise. Then, finally, of terror, of horror, and of disgust. In an assembly of phantasms such as I have painted, it may well be supposed that no ordinary appearance could have created such sensation. In truth, the masquerade license of the night was nearly unlimited. But the figure in question had out-Heroded Herod, and gone beyond the bounds of even the prince's indefinite decorum. There are chords in the hearts of the most reckless, which cannot be touched without emotion. Even with the utterly lost, to whom life and death are equally jests, there are matters of which no jest can be made. The whole company, indeed, seemed now deeply to feel that in the costume and bearing of the stranger, neither wit nor propriety existed. The figure was tall and gaunt, shrouded from head to foot in the habiliments of the grave. The mask, which concealed the visage, was made so nearly to resemble the countenance of a stiffened corpse that the closest scrutiny must have had difficulty in detecting the cheat. And yet all of this might have been endured, if not approved by the mad revelers around. But the mummer had gone so far as to assume the type of the Red Death. His vesture was dabbled in blood, and his broad brow with all the features of his face was besprinkled with a scarlet horror. When the eyes of Prince Prospero fell upon this spectral image, which with a slow and solemn movement, as if more fully to sustain its role, stalked to and fro among the waltzers. He was seen to be convulsed with a strong shudder, either of terror or distaste, whereupon his brow reddened with rage. "Who dares," he demanded harshly of his courtiers who stood near him, "who dares insult us with this blasphemous mockery? Seize him and unmask him, that we may know whom we have to hang at sunrise from the battlements." Within the eastern or blue chamber, in which stood the Prince Prospero as he uttered these words, they rang throughout the 7 rooms loudly and clearly. For the prince was a bold and robust man, and the music had become hushed at the waving of his hand. At first, as he spoke, there was a slight rushing movement of pale courtiers in the direction of the intruder, who, at the moment, was also near at hand, and now, with deliberate and stately step, made closer approach to the speaker. But from a certain nameless awe with which the mad assumptions of the mummer had inspired the whole party, there were found none who put forth hand to seize him, so that, unimpeded, he passed within a yard of the prince's person. And while the vast assembly, as if with one impulse, shrank in the centers of the rooms to the walls, he made his way uninterruptedly, but with the same solemn and measured step, through the blue chamber to the purple, through the purple to the green, through the green to the orange, through this again to the white, and even thence to the violet. A very decided movement had been made to arrest him. It was then, however, that the Prince Prospero, maddening with rage and the shame of his own momentary cowardice, rushed hurriedly through the 6 chambers, while none followed him on account of a deadly terror that had seized upon all. He bore aloft a drawn dagger, and had approached in rapid impetuosity to within 3 or 4 feet of the retreating figure, when the latter, having attained the extremity of the velvet apartment, turned suddenly and confronted his pursuer. There was a sharp cry, and the dagger dropped gleaming upon the sable carpet, upon which, instantly afterwards, fell prostrate in death the Prince Prospero. Then, summoning the wild courage of despair, a throng of the revelers at once threw themselves into the black apartment, and seizing the mummer, whose tall figure stood erect and motionless within the shadow of the ebony clock, gasped in unutterable horror at finding the grave cerements and the corpse-like mask, which they held with so violent a rudeness, untenanted by any tangible form. Now was acknowledged the presence of the Red Death. He had come like a thief in the night, and one by one dropped the revelers in the blood-bedewed halls of their revel, and died each in the despairing posture of his fall. The light of the ebony clock went out with the last of the gay, and the flames of the tripods expired, and darkness, decay, and the Red Death held illimitable dominion over all.
And that was the Mask of the Red Death.
What a lovely, lovely story.
I don't think any of these are particularly that lovely.
They all had happy endings.
What about death and sleeping with your cousins? And these are the stories. There is like one more random one.
Yeah.
I think I have to get to the next part before I can do that.
Okay.
But once you go through all of the parts from the other people's point of view, like after each one the story progresses.
Yeah.
And then there's one like random one which just has a like mini video. I going over some of Edgar Allan Poe stuff.
Yeah.
Mask of the Red Death.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that was the first one. That was the first part of The Dark Eye.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you for watching, people.
See you next time.
Bye.